3, 2, 1, go!
Bingo! That's right, Felons Ain't Failures Podcast. We back in the building. This your boy, Coach Chuck, the podcast pastor.
What's happening, everybody? Back again. Y'all know what it is. Happy New Year, y'all. Happy New Year, bro.
Yeah, Happy
It's
New
your
Year.
boy, Big Bro Los.
We're going to say that on about 4 episodes. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Hey, y'all know I got to my side right here. Bro.
What's going on, bro? It's your boy D-Moss, C-Moss, better known as Coach Smurf. Happy New Year out there to all our fellas and the followers.
Keep in mind, we shooting these, but by the time y'all see some of these, it'll be way past New Year. But it's New Year for us.
Yes, sir.
I'm good. Y'all pep up, man. Y'all sound like y'all dead, man.
Just ate.
Something, you hear me?
Got
Got the itis, baby.
Well, let's go. What you got for us? We ain't got to waste no time. Let's get into it. Let's rock and roll.
Okay, well, we're going to talk a little bit today. Title of the episode is Never Settle for Less.
All right.
Never settle for less. Why should we?
Should we?
Why do we?
Why do we?
That's going to be an interesting take
Man,
right
now, you
there.
went somewhere with that one. Now, we're going to have to jump on that for a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, why do we? Yeah, but I feel like there is no reason, people, no reason, none of us shouldn't have.
Uh-oh.
What's up, bro?
My
Fumble!
bad.
Oh,
That man ain't got enough on here.
Okay.
he nervous. Tell him not to pep up.
Okay, listen. By what I was saying, listen. Never settle for less, people. Don't settle. Don't compromise. Don't minimize what you can have in your life. You know what I'm saying? It's too much out there. You're too deserving. And if you're putting the work in and you're working hard, you should get everything that's coming to you. You should, bro. You should.
Don't read that little sentence and look at us.
So yeah, well, you know.
Wait, like he wanted a feedback. He wanted a feedback.
Y'all roll with us for a minute. That big bro Los gonna read that little sentence
I'ma read this little
and look at us
sentence,
like y'all come on.
He wanted a piggyback.
Gotta crank the
At
call first, bro.
He wanted a piggyback. At
Well, I didn't read the sentence. I was just talking on it. You know, just talking on it. You know what I'm saying? See, that's what happened when we eat between takes. We sat down and ate on all this
man.
chicken and
All
bread.
this chicken and bread and
bread-
wedges.
We broke bread together, and now
Yeah.
we all discombobulated.
Yeah. So, but on the serious tip, bro,
Yeah,
I
let's
just
go.
feel like a lot of times it's what we do. We settle, and
Yeah.
it's more so that it goes back into that kind of routine thing. You know, we kind of start a routine, and then we get comfortable in it, and we settle. We don't look at the potential that we got or what it is that we really want to do in life. You know, what we really could be. Just get stuck, and we stay there. And let's not settle for less.
Well, y'all know me. I'm always a question asker.
Go ahead, let's go, because I was finna shoot
You know,
something
I'm
too.
always a question asker. What are some of the risks from settling?
Like pros and cons.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I think if I look over my life, I think one of the cons to settling. Well, let's do it. A pro to settling. You want to go before me?
Well, real quick, because when I first kind of came up with the episode, first I called it "Never Settle," you know. But when you settle, it doesn't always mean a bad thing. You know
That's
what
why I
I'm
was finna
saying?
do a pro and a
then
con.
I just
Yeah.
want to put that out there right quick, and we'll get into it later. But go ahead, bro. I just want to say that.
Even though a pro, I ain't gonna say it's a bad thing. Okay, so like a pro to selling is that you can create a life that you can easily manage. And I think that's one reason people settle, because they've created or stumbled upon a life and it's easy to manage. You know, we ain't gonna say his name, but we brought up an individual, we was talking about it earlier.
Comfortable.
Yeah. But even more than comfortable, because you could be comfortable and still not completely manage something. You can be comfortable because it just may not be challenging. But so that's one pro, which I don't know if that, for the type of person I am,
That's not a
that's
pro.
a bad pro for
Yeah.
me.
Mhm.
But being empathetic, that could be a good pro for somebody else, because they can find themselves in a place where, hey, I can manage this, and ain't too challenging, they ain't gonna stress me out too much, and I can work life from here. But a con to settling to me is is that you never find out what you're really made of. You never maximize who you are and your potential. So you can settle and find a comfortable place in life, in your career and everything, and you can manage that life for the next 30, 40 years. But you'll never know what you could have really accomplished in life. Like us, bro don't retire, doing some other stuff. We got great jobs. We could have easily just maximized what we got, manage what we got, and live life. Our significant others working, we paying bills, we can take trips and do stuff like that. We didn't have to become content creators. We didn't have to become, thought leaders and stuff like that. But because we didn't settle just for that life that we had mastered and was managing, we gonna go after some different things, which is pushing us. It's causing us to evaluate our own lives. It's causing us to be honest, to be transparent. It's causing us to have to study topics and stuff that we never studied before. It's causing us to sacrifice of our time. You know what I'm saying? It's causing us to sacrifice some of our finances and stuff like that. So, to me, that's a great con when you settle, become comfortable into something that's manageable. You know what I'm saying? So now that takes us, and I say I ain't got nothing, but that takes us into not settling. Settling, when a person settles, that means they accept and they decide to
settle for less.
Settle for less. My bad.
Settle for less.
Oh, okay. Settle, but still settle for less means you could be settling for less than what you're capable of doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So people who settle for less, in some cases, are people who master something and manage and decide that I'm going to live right here in this thing I master, whatever, for the rest of my life. Go ahead.
So with that,
And not push for anything greater.
I have, balance, knowing the difference between high standards and unrealistic expectations. So by saying don't settle for less, but also be mindful of what it is that you're striving for, and be mindful that it's how can I put it? It's a path for our journey for you. You're not looking at somebody else's situation and trying to do what they're doing, and you're not you basically you blocking your blessing because you're trying to settle for what somebody else have instead of doing what you need to do for you.
Okay, now I'm gonna bring a different term. That's what we call coveting. So when you covet, that's you want what somebody else have, and that could be their success, that could be their path to success, and that's kind of coveting because. Go ahead, as I said on you.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying when you mention that, then you should know your self-worth.
Yeah,
you should know your self-worth.
I know that too,
and that can be a little tricky because when you got low self-esteem, and you don't think much of yourself,
or you think too highly of yourself,
you might not give yourself much self-worth.
That's true.
But you got to give yourself some credit. You got to. I'm gonna say this 100 times on here. You got to believe in you first.
Yeah,
you got to believe in you.
Yes,
you got to believe in you. And how many times? And I know I done did it. I'm pretty sure everybody done did it. We doing something, they be like, you know what? That's good enough. That's good enough. That's good enough.
Yeah.
We need to stop letting good enough be good enough.
Correct.
Be our goal.
Stop letting good enough be good enough. Why don't you get all that you can out of that situation instead of it just being good enough?
Maximize.
When we sit up here, stand up here and talk on this podcast, if we came, didn't meet, didn't do nothing, and just came out here and talked a little bit and said, all right, that's good enough.
Right.
That's good enough. That's good enough.
That worked.
Then we are robbing our listeners, our followers, our subscribers of the real truth that we trying to put out. If we say that's just good enough, if we settle for less, we robbing y'all, we robbing us. And bro, when you get robbed, that's bad.
That's bad.
That's a bad thing. We that's not what we're here for. We're not here to. We're here to give you everything we can. All the motivation, all the insight, all the info. Give it to ourselves as well because we all learn up at the same time. But we can't settle for less for many reasons, especially because of the development of this podcast.
That's right. That's right. I like that. So settle for less. And I repeat it back because I had to get my thought together to flow. You saying a lot of people settle for less because they devalue them.
They devalue themselves.
Yeah. So people devalue themselves, which causes them to settle for less. So, like, why do you devalue yourself? Now, I'm not asking you.
No,
I'm just saying, I'm just asking this to the listeners.
Right.
Like, who told you what you believe about you?
What happened?
Yeah, like who told you that you were less than deserving of having more than what you have, or living better than what you live, and I have a greater, like, I'm curious. Like, who pushed play on that tape in your mind? And maybe you have to think about that, because as we talked about in a different episode, how seeds and stuff are planted, they take root, they become something. For a person to devalue themselves, something has happened. And I think we go back to the root of something that needs to be dealt with. And I'm just wondering, like, why don't you think you deserve more? I got a book back here that I wrote.
Yes, sir.
I'll tell you some other time. But it's called If You Want More, Get More. And we're gonna re-release this with a workbook. But that book was all about that book. I wrote that book when I was in prison. I wrote that book from the pain of it has to be more to life than this. And I just felt the message saying, if you want more, get more. And now that we're talking about this, I think about it, the reason I didn't have more is because I didn't think I deserved it. Because in my head, there were so many tapes being played from sermons and conversations and what people think, you know what I'm saying? And made me feel like I wasn't living up to the standard that qualifies me to have this and be this. Because, if you're not careful, like the world and all these organized religions and everything, they'll teach you that you have to be at a certain standard to be deserving of something. When the very nature of everything, when we know everything we get from God is a gift, and you get somebody a gift based on your affection and stuff for them.
Right.
So really every gift, I don't deserve anything I get. So why do we accept the thought in the thought in our mind that I have to be or live or appear a certain way to be deserving of something? You know what I'm saying? Like, just me being a child of God makes me deserving of everything that this world has to offer. I have the right and I have the authority to have everything that anybody else has. And that's the mindset you got to have if you're going to settle for more. But if you don't have that mindset, and if you think, like people say about church, like people say, I go to church when I get right.
When I get right.
No, you go to church, that's how you get right. You know what I'm saying? You learn some stuff that apply to your life. And people think that they have to live and be a certain way to just deserve more in life. And that's not so true. You got what they say, if you can see it, you can be it. You know what I'm saying?
Like, you can achieve it.
You have to believe it. If you believe it, you can achieve it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to believe like, and this is a pep talk that definitely my felons need to have because of the mental gymnastics and beat down and abuse that we suffer, that we do to ourselves because of the mistake we make. But you have to make up in your mind, like, I deserve to have it all. I am qualified for anything that I want in life.
And it listen, it doesn't mean that mistakes aren't gonna be made. But when you compound the mistakes with self, you care nothing about you. You listen to what everybody else says. You tearing down your foundation. You're tearing it down.
Is that self-deprivation? Is that what that would be?
That's probably what that is.
Okay.
I think that's what it is.
Jump in the comments, let us know.
And then a lot of times in situations, we get so desperate for somebody's approval, or to be where somebody else is. We get so desperate where we give up on the fight, and then we just like, well, you know what, I done got as far as I can go. And what you're saying is, you know what, I'm settling for less. I'm settling for less. Yeah, bro. Self-deprivation. The act of intentionally denying oneself the ability to possess, I ain't got my glasses on, use or enjoy something desired. Yeah. So it seems like there are a lot of reasons or whatever to settle for less, but you don't have to do that. Just like bro said, You are entitled to it all.
Yeah, yeah.
You entitled to it all. It's there for you. There is no rule that's saying that you can't have it. So go get it. You got to put the work in, though. Now
Yeah.
you got to put the work in. But shouldn't we want to have those things? You know. Now, sometimes it can get twisted because when we say that kind of stuff, people start automatically think financial.
Financial.
Yeah.
They automatically think that we need to be a billionaire. You know,
Mhm.
that's fine and dandy if that's where you're trying to go. But I'm coming at you for just your own self-purpose. You know, this about you. You know, and whatever it takes to make you feel like, okay, that's where I want to be, and I'm gonna do what I need to do to get there. I'm not gonna settle for less because I'm better than less.
Yeah,
I'm better than less, and I deserve more than less.
I agree.
Start using it as a mantra. Put it on your wall, on your mirror. Never settle for less, so that makes you achieve more.
It's okay to have high expectations.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever your high expectation may be, you know what you can reach for. You know, some people say stuff about living, don't live beyond your
Live
means.
beyond your means.
You know, we have to be smart. You know, we have to be smart, but don't confuse being smart and not making the right choices and with minimizing. You know what I'm saying? Don't minimize. Don't minimize. Don't do that. You know, if you want it, get it. If you believe it, achieve it. If you see it, go get it. But we have that ability to do that. You know, we can make the proper moves and turn the right corners to get where we need to be. We don't have to settle for less. We don't have to do that.
And somebody may be asking, like, and this is something like Smurf always said, and I think you might have said it at the beginning, but somebody may be asking, how do I know if I'm settling for less? You know, because sometimes we can't assume that people even know if they fit into this category. So I wrote this down. I say, when a person settles for less, that means you make a decision to just let it be, even if it ain't even close to what you want for your life. When you accept the type of lifestyle that's not even close to what you really want for your life, you settling for less. When you live a lifestyle where you're not experiencing joy, you're not experiencing progress, you're not experiencing happiness, you're not experiencing prosperity, you are settling for less.
Absolutely.
And I know people say like God, like we talked about in one episode, and I talked about purpose. How if you start somewhere, God will take you in a completely different direction. And I know that I heard people say, what God had for me, it was completely different than what I thought. But even if God take you on a different path than what you desire, that life is still gonna give you fulfillment. You're gonna have joy. You're gonna have prosperity. You're still gonna experience all those fruits in your life. You know what I'm saying? But even when God directs you, you experience the fruit. But when you're living a life where you're not experiencing those things, you have settled. Because your life, we are supposed to live a life full of joy, happiness, peace, contentment, finances, health. Our life is supposed to be in abundance. That stuff is supposed to be in abundance in our life.
Right.
And if you look and your life is in none of that, it's not abundance every day of our life. Things are up and down, in and out. But if you're not experiencing any of that stuff, then you might want to check, like, man, have I settled? Am I settling for less? I may be managing this situation, but this situation I'm managing, I just become manipulator and a controller. I'm really not experiencing joy, peace, and happiness. You know what I'm saying? And I'm experiencing a self-satisfaction from being able to manipulate and control a situation, a household, a people, a career move, or whatever. But honestly, that's why I say money don't make people rich. Don't make people happy. Don't make people happy because they settle for less. And I think that's a key to know, am I settled for less somewhere in my life? See if your life is absent of those fruits that we talked about.
And I like what you did, bro. I mean, you might have just been talking and just saying it in the conversation, but you asked the question. Am I settling for less? Ask yourself that.
Yeah.
Ask yourself that. And then real quick to the fellas out there, and bro, maybe you can help me with it, and I understand I haven't been locked up, but I feel like that I can talk to you about it because obviously there's a lot of things that y'all can talk to me about, but whatever your mistakes was in the past, whatever wrongs you did, it doesn't mean that you're not deserving of better.
We go.
You know what I'm
back
saying?
to that.
It
It's a
doesn't
mind.
mean it doesn't mean that. You know, I've seen documentaries on people who have committed murder
Yeah.
or whatever, you know, but they rehabilitated in whatever manner they needed to do that and say, hey, I made a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Albeit it was a terrible one, I am still entitled to be better. I don't have to settle for less. I don't have to be put in this category of murderers and killers and robbers and convicts. You know, I made my mistakes. I paid my dues. Now I want to be better. And I'm not going to settle for less just because of mistakes I made in the past.
Yeah, when you said entitled, you put an R in there, entitled. Yeah, I caught that. But it boils down to, like you say, it's something we always talk about. It boils down to it begins in the mind. You know what I'm saying? That's why that book tells us, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. So, first the people that's in prison and the people that came out of prison and the people that haven't been to prison, if you decide, okay, I want to get on this journey for more, I think we need to do a checkup from the neck up.
Right.
First, you need to make sure you are mentally in a space where you believe. Like, I ain't talking about that fake, like, you go to a conference or you watch a sermon and it motivates you and you feel like, oh, yeah, this finna happen.
In that moment.
I'm talking about when all that die down.
Mhm.
Like when ain't nothing working. Do you really believe that you deserve this? Because, you know, life always tests us. You see, if we really want what we think we want. And to see, do you really believe that you deserve this thing? You know, like life gonna try you. Situations gonna try you. So, I mean, if you're tired of settling for less, and now you say, I want to settle for more, you know, I say begin with a checkup from the neck up. Be you transformed by the renewing of your mind. You can renew your mind by reading. You can renew your mind by different associations. You can renew your mind by changing environments. You can renew your mind by spiritual pursuits. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it takes, you have to find what works for you.
Right.
But it begins with the renewing of your mind because we have to change the way we think. Because most of the stuff we think things as a result of the things that we suffer and the things that we've been through. And a lot of times we think we forward thinkers, but we are just reactionary in our lives because we in a situation and then we judge that situation based on what we've been through in life and based on what caused us pain. Kind of like in a relationship, a girl with a dude, and the last dude did it some kind of way. So the first time this dude do something that seems the same thing the other dude did, he start getting the behavior, the reaction that the other dude got when you hurt him, and he not even doing the same thing. And that has to be changed.
Right.
Right? And that's what we mean to check up from the neck up. How you used to deal with stuff, going forward, you can't deal with everything like that. And don't let what you've been through and what people done to you, don't let that be the law or the measuring stick for the new endeavors
For
in your
everybody.
life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I guess I said, I'm glad to say that. Because y'all was like, yeah, that's it, Chuck.
Mhm.
But yeah, don't let what you've been through and who did it to you be the measuring stick and make it law for whoever's
Going
coming
forward
in
in
your
your
life.
life.
Because
Yeah.
if you continue to judge everything based on what happened to you, you're going to always be in that settle for less thing.
Once you start settling,
Uh-huh.
and once you start settling for less, it's going to become a lifestyle for you. You're going to keep doing it.
Then they call you stuck like Chuck.
Everything you do, you're going to settle because that's what you're used to doing. You know, but find out what your more is. You know, you want to settle for more. Find out what your more is. You know, I mean, like,
And you might need to get this.
get it.
It's coming soon.
Get it.
Revise.
You know, I'm gonna give you an example, and I believe I can speak on all three of us up here when I'm about to tell y'all what I'm about to tell y'all. This podcast itself, we could have easily done 5 episodes and say, okay, we're gonna rock with that. Let's roll. Let's see how that goes.
Yeah.
We weren't selling for that. We were not settling for that. We wanted more. We wanted to give you more. We wanted to get more. We wanted to teach you more. We wanted you guys to teach us more. So now we're on episode. We in
About 25,
25,
26, Lopez.
you know, because we chose not to settle for less.
Yeah.
We want more. We want more. The Felons Ain't Failure 42 podcast deserves more. Our followers deserve more. Our subscribers, all the people that's sharing, the new people that's coming aboard, this might be the first episode that you ever seen from us. You deserve it, and you deserve more. We're going to keep giving you the episodes because we are not going to settle. We're not going to do it.
I like that. I think this is one of them topics where we ain't got to beat a dead horse with a stick.
Right.
Like, at the end of the day, man, just you got to come to grips with you got to tell yourself, I deserve better.
Yeah.
From relationships, to finances, to environments.
Jobs.
It could even be what you drive. Because me and D-Moss, C-Moss, Coach Smurf was talking, and something I remember before. We was talking, and we was talking about getting new vehicles and how we kind of been staying away from payments because we love the freedom not making payments. But Smurf was like, bro, we work so much, so hard. Like, we deserve to buy ourselves something. You know what I'm saying? I remember my mama told me, I used to go to the laundromat, wash my clothes, and she was like, boy, much as you work, drop your clothes off and let them people wash and pay them people to wash it. You know, but it was hard for me to stick with that because I ain't think I deserved that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's even a challenge for me at times for forgiving myself. But also, I have to remind myself, like, Chuck, like you deserve great. I was talking with somebody, and I had different conversations with different people. Now I get transparent. And me and this person was talking, and I was telling the person how, you know, I want to stand in front of, you know, I said I need, it's just a lot of stuff about myself that I still don't really like, some things I want to change and all that. And that person told me, I wish you could stand in front of a mirror. And so I'm like, bro, what you mean stand in front of a mirror? Like, bro, what you are, a lot of black men would trade in everything they have to swap spots in life with you. So people on the outside looking at my life, it's great. It's something they would like to become.
Oh, yeah.
Me looking at my life,
right?
Like, man, I got to change.
A whole lot I want to change. Yeah.
And I don't even realize the value,
the blessing you already have
of who I am.
Yeah.
You know, Mama told me, and I never forget this. I was real down, going through some stuff. That's when I got on my depression medicine. And Mama told me, she said, "Son, you are extraordinary man." And I never thought about that about myself because we was talking about relationships and stuff like that. And she was saying, "You got to understand, son, you're an extraordinary man. You're not a regular man. There's something different about you. God separated you for a great work. You put here to do something that's going to change a lot of people's lives." And I never saw that about myself. And sometimes I still don't see that about myself. So we ain't judging because I understand. You know, I don't have people say like, "Man, you done built a studio, like y'all doing." And I can't see it. So sometimes you can't see it. But you got to speak it till you see it. Right. You know, and that's something I think I got to continue to do. Maybe have me a mantra, stand in the mirror before I go to work. Say, "Chuck, you're an extraordinary man." You know, those stuff like that. You know, I got to coach myself on it. So I can definitely connect. I relate. And I'm in the same boat as a lot of people watching this. You know what I'm saying? As much as what we do, when I get alone in my dark room,
don't seem like enough.
I don't see it. I don't feel it. You know what I'm saying? And that's just me being honest.
There may be a lot of people out there listening right now who you might be comfortable, you might be good where you at. You know, but
a lot of us
I would like to see, even for those who feel like you good where you are, ask yourself the question, can I be better? Do I deserve more than where I'm at? You know, can I be a better father? Can I be a better mother? Can I be a better friend? You know, can I be a better version of myself? You know, can I see more in me than I'm seeing at the moment? You know what I'm saying? And what can I do? You know, I think if everybody asks themselves the question, am I settling for less? You'll find something.
Someone you're like.
You'll find something. Somewhere where you can grow. Somewhere you can prosper. Somewhere where you can teach somebody else about something because you recognize where you were shallow at and you got better. You know,
shallow,
it, man.
And that's key.
Yeah,
that's key.
You know, ask yourself the question, and we loop it a lot in the podcast, man.
But
I mean, we gonna keep looping it.
Yeah, you know, ask yourself the question. When we put these titles out there, ask yourself. Read the title to yourself. Read the title of the episode to yourself. Never settle for less. Okay, am I settling for less? Boom, there you go. We talked in another podcast about, you know, family relationships, you know, and you bringing your child or whatever, sitting down with him and watching that particular episode that we was talking about. Y'all sit down and y'all watch the episode.
That narcissistic
like 30
episode.
minutes, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it might be. I believe 30 minutes is
A lifetime when you do it for use
enough.
it for the right.
It's well enough time for you to put in and have the conversations that probably need to be had and that you're not having.
Yeah.
You know, because like we say, guarantee once y'all sit down, then you be like, oh, yeah.
Self-evaluate yourself.
Remember when the podcast pastor said, and now y'all talking. You know what I'm saying? And that's the first step to growing.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Good
sir.
enough.
And you know, hey, ain't much more to say about that, but this is
Yeah.
a real podcast. I hope they understand like this ain't no show.
Nah.
This is a real podcast.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
we coming to y'all from a real
We
place.
we not Hollywood. We're not sports stars. We're not comedians. You
I don't
know,
think we want to be
we
either.
kind of comedians.
Yeah, we
well,
can.
we funny. You know, but we ain't got the title of comedian. We funny.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But what we are and what you are, we family, man. You know what I mean? We might not know you personally and all that kind of stuff there, but we are willing to listen to whatever it is y'all got to tell us. And we try to, hopefully, that y'all can listen to some of the things we say, man, that we can gather a relationship close enough, man, where we can call each other family.
Yes, sir.
We can all grow together. Fellas Ain't Failures 42 podcast. We're going to always be
Sir, we got.
Yeah.
to the next one.
Peace. We love you.
Cue the music.
Bye, 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 bye.
3, 2, 1, go!